fought for since 1869. We fought for collective rights. We fought for social justice. We fought for our community. And we fight against the Tories and their greed. These values sustain the Durham miners. They sustain the people of County Durham. And now, again, for the first time in a generation, they sustain our Labour Party. The last speaker we'll hear today, he embodies all those values. He and his team kept the faith, like the two Davies, like the Durham miners. Full square behind the values of the Durham Miners Association and full square behind the clamour for social justice coming from our younger people. You will hear from Jeremy Corbyn later. I hope I haven't stolen any of his thunder. Every one of our speakers today shares those values, and every one of them is overjoyed that we've returned to a social agenda after years in the wilderness. And we see it on some of our banners: the past we inherit, the future we build. With that in mind, I welcome you all to the 103rd Durham Miners Gala. Enjoy the day, respect each other, and stay true to the cause. Thank you. Right. Our first speaker today is Steve Gillan, General Secretary of the Prison Office Association. So if we get any bother, his members look after you. Steve is a great supporter of the Durham Miners Gala and has been here for years. He's an exiled Scot who now lives in the south of England. He's still a great campaigner for the rights of the working class. Steve, the platform's yours.
Thank you very much, Alan, for that very warm welcome. Absolutely delighted to once be again speaking at the Durham Miners Gala. First of all, POA send obviously condolences and a tribute to Dave Hopper, a true trade unionist and fighter, and in my view, a working class hero. Well done, Davey Hopper, and you'll be very proud of what's happening today. And like Joe said a few minutes ago, in relation to young Bradley Rowley, the POA also sends solidarity and condolences to his family. That young boy brought smiles to everybody's face. He smiled through the pain of cancer, and he brought football fans of all clubs together. And that's what I think Jeremy Corbyn has also done in relation to communities, and it's the way forward. Condolences to Bradley Rowley's family. Well, the general election didn't go the way that the Tories and the Tory media thought it was going to go. And for once, I am proud to say that the socialist word is not dead, it's not finished, and we can go from strength to strength. A manifesto from the Labour Party took us really back to 1945. A manifesto that gave hope. A manifesto that we can now have a foundation to go forward on. A foundation based on compassion and treating people fairly, irrespective of who they are. We are the 6th richest nation in the world, yet we still haven't eradicated child poverty, food banks, making sure the elderly are treated with care and compassion, and that our children and grandchildren have a better future. I am sure that will come under a Jeremy Corbyn government, and the sooner it comes, the better. Fairness at work is something the Tories don't know anything about. When you actually look at the anti-trade union legislation that we have through the trade union bill, making it more difficult for trade unions to reach thresholds and ballots. My own union has been suffering for the last 23 years through the Criminal Justice Public Order Act of 1994, which makes it illegal to induce or authorise any form of industrial action. And yet I look up at Durham Prison on my right hand side, and I'm very proud of prison officers and related grades who took unofficial action, protest action, on the 15th of November last year in defiance of that legislation. And the reason that we took that action wasn't over pay, it wasn't over terms and conditions, it was over health and safety. And I'm sure we'll hear more about health and safety later on. It isn't the red tape that the Tory media and the campaigners in the Tory party would let you believe. Health and safety saves lives, and we had an obligation to bring to the public's attention of what was happening in our jails. And as a result, the government are now running us in only last week for a permanent injunction against my trade union. And let me tell you, we have fought robustly against it with the wisdom of John Hendy QC, who is, I've got to say, a tremendous barrister on behalf of the trade union movement. And we have resisted it. But let me also tell you, even if they get the permanent injunction, it will not silence our trade union. When my members determine there's an issue of health and safety and life or death, we will not be silent, and we won't stand by and walk on the other side of the street. That is a given. But the POA stands for more than that. We also want to see justice for the Grenfell residents of that fire. We want to see justice for the Shrewsbury 24. We want to see justice for Orgreave. We salute Hillsborough, but it's not over yet because there's still a long way to go. We support the blacklisted people that had lost their jobs because they were on lists, and that was an absolute disgrace. The austerity agenda, and they call it a public sector pay cap. It's not a pay cap, it's a pay cut. My members, POA members, hard-working prison officers, professional men and women, the NHS, firefighters, teachers, police, the list goes on, they've had a pay cut since 2010. That needs to change. 8,000 prison officers less than there was in 2010, looking after 86,000 prisoners, a record population standing off yesterday. It doesn't add up. No wonder we're seeing prisoners commit suicide in our prisons. We're seeing them self-harm. We're seeing prison officers on average assaulted 20 a day, some exceptionally seriously, stab wounds, etc. We will not stand by and watch that happen anymore. But I know, whilst we have MPs like Ian Lavery, Andy MacDonald, Angela Rayner, John MacDonald, Richard Bergen, Jeremy Corbyn, Joe Stevens, Dennis Skinner, Ian Mearns, and people still campaigning behind the scenes like Davy Anderson, who stood down, and also Ronnie Campbell. We're in safe hands because the people on the left will always look after working class people. So I pay tribute to those individuals. And I say to Jeremy Corbyn, I say one thing to Jeremy Corbyn. I know it is in your manifesto to get rid of the anti-trade union legislation, but also get rid of the Criminal Justice Public Order Act that restricts POA members, because we will never be gagged. And you know, we have a tremendous leader as well in Francis O'Grady from the TUC. But it's up to General Secretaries like myself and other General Secretaries to not just have a voice for our members, but to have a voice for those who don't have a voice against this rotten government. Our children, grandchildren, the disabled, the mentally ill, the elderly and the unemployed. We need to speak for them. We need to fight for a better future for all. If that means mass collective action, then so be it. Collectively, together. Davy Hopper would expect nothing less. We cannot run away from our struggles. We need to stand, organise and fight back for a better future, and we can only do that together. Remember, they will only stop chasing us when we stop running. Act together, there is a bright future for all. Thank you very much, and what a brilliant turnout.